Hey guys, Brains here. So I'm trying to use my back facing camera on my iPhone to hopefully give you guys a little bit better video quality. Anyway, to the actual point of this video that I'm making, I got a subscriber request, video request, to do a video on Ouija boards. So I thought I would do that. First, I want to start off by saying, if my opinions differ from yours, I'm sorry. This is what I personally believe in. My cat is going crazy. And if you've had a positive experience with a Ouija board or you believe different, that's fine. I'm not saying this is, absolutely right, or this is the, it's not a one-way door. Like, if you have other opinions, fantastic. This is just mine. So if you want to leave some nasty comments, you can. I'll just delete them. So a little history on the Ouija board. It was made, or started to be made in 1891, and it was actually marketed as a toy then. Which it still is today. You can buy it at Toys R Us. You can even buy them at Walmart. They just keep them in the back and you have to ask for them, which is really weird to me. I don't know. But throughout the, early 20s through 50s, it was a pretty common thing to use a Ouija board. They're also referred to as witch boards, spirit boards, talking boards. Ultimately, they're the same. They have the letters yes and no. Some of them have hello and goodbye on them as well. But anyway, back to my story. I'm way off track. I'm sorry. It's Friday and I have a 3-day weekend, so I'm like super stoked. But it was just like, the adults would put the children to bed back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, throughout that era. And they would invite people over and they would have seances and use Ouija boards or witching boards, spirit boards. So it wasn't thought of as a bad thing at that time. It was almost more like a game, or it was used as almost like a medium thing to actually talk to loved ones, which is typically what they're intended for, or that's why most people get them, is to talk to the dead, so to speak. So initially they weren't marketed to be anything bad. However, negative energies are pretty opportunistic, so if they see an opportunity to enter your life or, to feed off your fear energy, however you want to consider that, then they're definitely going to take it. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who touches a Ouija board is going to talk to something demonic or malevolent. However, in my experience, I've only used Ouija boards 3 or 4 times that I can say that I remember. And most of the time they were all, we were at a girl's sleepover when I was a teenager. Was the first time I used one with some of my friends. Nothing weird particularly happened. I just noticed a lot of heightened activity, paranormal activity rather, after we used it. Like, I would hear almost like whispers sometimes, just like murmuring, like almost like someone was like in another room talking and I could hear their voice but I couldn't hear what they were saying. A lot of things out of the corner of my eye, some shadowy figures, things like that. So I wasn't too worried about it. Me and one of my friends went in together and bought an original Ouija board, one from, I want to say it was from the 30s. I honestly don't remember. So that had a lot of things tied to it anyway because it was so old, which could be part of it. I've also used brand new Ouija boards and I've always got a negative effect. But one of my friends, she practiced witchcraft and she was pagan. So she did kind of like a blessing before, like we had we had white candles lit. Sorry, that's my dog barking at a neighbor. Sugar, shh, you're interrupting. Anyway, so we, tried to take every precaution to avoid having something bad enter in during our session. And ours had the hello and goodbye, and if you have one, or if you've seen them and you're not sure what that means, whenever you first start the conversation, you're supposed to move the planchette to hello. The planchette, by the way, is the little apparatus with the little glass. It's called a planchette. You move it to hello when you enter the conversation, and whenever you're done talking, to close the session and close the circle, so to speak, you go down to goodbye. We didn't get, again, anything particular. Like, there wasn't anything that stood out to me. A lot of people say that if you ask an entity how old it is and it goes to 0, that means that it's definitely demonic, because demons are ageless. They're, immortal. So we didn't get anything like that. However, shortly after that, I had something that followed me. I'm not sure what it was. It's not the little girl in the cabin. That didn't come till later. I don't really know what it was. It was a trickster, so I'm going to guess it was something benevolent. It was similar to the little girl in the fact that it never did anything mean to me. My keys would go missing. As a teenager, I would wear my glasses all the time. I wore contacts and glasses then, so my glasses would go randomly missing. And then they would show up in a real, I'd look for them and I'd always put them in the same spot on my dresser, like I still do today. And I would never put them anywhere else. And if I would, lay my glasses on my dresser and not wear them for a few days, they would still be there. But after I used the Ouija board with my friend, I would look for them. I'd look at my dresser, I'd look at the floor, and, check my purse and all that, and I couldn't find them. And then 20 minutes later, I'd go back and they were on the dresser. Now, clearly, things can be overlooked, hence the saying, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. But it was just little weird, quirky things. And you could just feel the energy. It was just a heavy, I don't necessarily know if it was malevolent, because it didn't do anything bad to me, or it didn't try to hurt anyone. I would have stuff that was securely placed on tables get thrown on the floor, things like that. And when you're 15, 16, that's pretty freaky, which I grew up with paranormal stuff, but it's still scary because you feel like you can't tell anyone because they're going to think you're crazy. So that was 2 of my primary experiences. The last one is that my buddy Elle would play with them sometimes, and when we went to the cabin, I don't know if maybe that drew something out. I don't know if it was something with me. I'm not really sure. But some people say they have excellent experiences and they feel and they know that they're talking to like a past, grandmother or, a family member or a friend, which is possible. I'm not doubting that. If you believe that and you have that feeling and you know their energy and you think that's who it is, that's fantastic. All I'm saying is please don't go out and buy a Ouija board with the intentions of using it as a party, game, or especially if you're younger and you're watching this video, because the Ouija board is ultimately a door. This is what I believe again. It's like a door to the spirit realm, because whether you're talking to something malevolent or you're talking to a family member, they're still going to be on that same plane, so to speak. They're still in the spirit, obviously. So you can let something in and not even know it. Even with me and my friend casting the circle, or she cast it, and, trying to light white candles and things like that, we still had negative energies with us afterwards. Which it could just be me, because I've always had kind of malevolent things. I don't know. But please don't go buy one and without researching it. It's just not, it's not a toy. I don't care if they sell them at Toys R Us. I don't care if they sell them at Walmart. That is a tool that's used to speak to the dead. So it shouldn't be taken lightly. You know, that's number one, disrespectful to take the dead lightly. Number two, you could just let something in that could totally just, I don't want to say destroy your life, because that's a little extreme. But if you don't want potential extra paranormal activity in your life, don't touch a Ouija board. And don't touch a Ouija board to get paranormal activity in your life. Because it's just not safe. You never know truly who you're talking to. So just keep that in mind. Again, that's my opinion. Let me guys know what you think. If you have any specific questions about Ouija boards, or again, if you have another video subscriber request, you can message me on YouTube, of course. You can also like my Facebook page, which I'll have below in the information box. It's just facebook.com/my YouTube name without the exclamation point. So it's 3 M's and brains with 2 S's on the end. So you're welcome there. You can follow me on Twitter. It's 3 M's _ brains with 2 S's. The best way to reach me, honestly, I don't know what I'm doing with this hand. That's weird. The best way to reach me is to honestly like my Facebook page and send me a personal message, because I will respond. I love your guys' comments. If you've had a Ouija board experience, let me know, because I would love to hear them. Or if it's any experience. And for the subscriber requests, it doesn't have to be anything spooky. Those are obviously welcome and preferred. But if you just want to know, I don't know, something about me, or I can do, you know, a video where if you want to know, send me questions for me to answer. Whatever you guys want. Obviously keep it appropriate. You guys know what I'm talking about. I hope you guys enjoy my videos, and I want to thank you guys. I have 273 views on all my videos, which in the YouTube world, again, is small, but to me that's huge. I love you guys. Thanks for your support. Comment, like, subscribe, and as usual, stay spooky, guys.